We are now going to add two things to our previous exercise. The first is phonation, that's vocalizing or making a vocal sound, and the second, multiple accents. These exercises are based on the work of Sven Smith, and if you want more detailed information, look him up online. What we're going to do now is add phonation to the exercise that we've just done, and then we're going to add multiple accents. So the phonation sounds like this. That was without. If you're having trouble finding this, you could use and then just put your lips back to the F. Often when people have trouble finding it is that they're trying to do some work here. So they're going, so you end up with things like that. So remember, it's like, it's as if you were sighing, you've had a good day. And then, your pitch, not mine, yours might be, your resting pitch may be higher. Don't put it high or put it low. See if you can be uninvolved. Most people find this reasonably easy. It takes a little while, maybe, just to get it, but it's not usually much of an issue once you've felt it. No involvement. When we do the voiced fricatives, you'll notice that the air starts to flow and carries my voice with it. And then as the pressure subsides, my voice tails off, disappears, and we're left with the remainder of the air. We're not using muscles to support at this stage, so this is just a natural consequence. What we want to be careful of is trying to control the ending, particularly of the voice. So doing things like grabbing there just to try and keep the voice going. What you're doing is setting the thing up and then abandoning interest in it. You just watch what happens. Keep out of the way of it if you can. Keep the idea of the air travelling up and through your lips. So if you like, your attention is on your lips and the direction of the air through it. So don't think of the larynx as being any part of it. You think through. In doing so, don't start pushing unless that's what we're doing. Do you understand? So what I'm saying then is, here's a relaxed release without the voice. Here it is with the voice. I'll go between them and you can look and listen, and hopefully there'll be nothing that changes apart from the voices there. Hopefully. The other side. If the voice gets involved, the larynx gets involved, then sometimes the hiss is reduced. Involving the voice, you can hear the hiss has hardly gone because it's got in the way. So you understand what these are about then. Much like the previous exercises, we're adding something but keeping what we already have. If what you already have changes when you add the new thing, then you'd need to stay there until you've sorted it out. The next thing we're going to do is add multiple accents. So we're going to put the voice to one side for the moment. So we go back to our spongy balloon, back to equilibrium. This time we're going to squeeze the balloon on the way out, take our hands off, squeeze again. So I'll show you what that looks like. Don't go too fast at this stage, because you'll notice you start to get tense. So stick with the slower ones. I'm going to put some graded exercises on for you to download, and you can work about 10 minutes long, 10-minute sessions, and you can work with them. Maybe the first one, then the second will be a bit more complex, third a bit more complex still. What we're trying to do with this then is integrate your breathing into this area here with no interference. You have to kind of install it, because intellectually understanding it is useful, but it's ultimately it isn't of any use come the end of it, because you need to be able to do it. So repetition is the key, and being conscious as you're repeating, or being aware, because it's very easy to drift off into thinking about other things, and then when you come back from whatever little mental journey you've had, you realize that for the past 10 minutes you've been doing something that you didn't want. So as I say, it's probably better not to do it at all if you're not in the frame of mind, or just keep it very short. Better still to be able to bring your attention to what you're doing, bring the attention without tension, if you can do that. What do we notice about this then? I'm going to go do some multiple ones. Some of them, so when you come to these exercises, some of them are going to have a passive start, passive release, followed by the squeezes, and some of them might have an active start. So the difference being with the voice, that was with the passive, or this. So that first one was active. The other one before was passive. Again, keep that idea of the direction. Don't get tied up. Don't get tense. If some of them are too fast, skip them. Don't run before you can walk with these, because you want to be thorough. If you're going to do this work, you want to have it for the rest of your life. You have to keep topping up every now and then. We all get, things drift. But generally, once you've found it and worked it in, you have it. End of story. Leave it for a year, comes back very quickly, because your body remembers and you remember, and you know what you're doing. You've found it. It's not like you have to search again. So we're going to do a few. Voice in and out. Non-voiced equivalent would be going to do a quicker one, which you probably don't want to do maybe at this stage. And relaxing at the end. You may feel there's a slight kicking out here. What I sense with this whole area, it feels as if way down here is working, but when I look more closely, what seems to be happening to me is that this lower area is bracing a little. So if we have a long balloon, sealed of course, and I squeeze the middle, either side of where I squeeze is going to expand a bit. If I restrain, contain the lower part of the balloon, and then squeeze, all the energy from that squeeze is going to go to the upper part of the balloon, because it can't go there. So I feel that that's what's happening. I feel that this senses a slight expansion and kind of contains it. Feels nice, actually feels very centered. Contains it, and that sends all the energy of the air. Of course the air isn't here, as we know, it's in the lungs, but it feels like it is. This is your innards pushing the diaphragm up, and then so all that energy goes up into the air, which is what we want. So you do get a little bit of this. Up here you get a little bit of give. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe this side is better. The cat's just come in. Hello. I'm hoping that that's a clear enough explanation for you.